Yeah, very true.
And then we have the New York
Weird with Zach Wilson because I watch 4 quarters, and in those 4 quarters, if there's 10 drives, there's probably 5 of them in which he looks horrible. There's two in which he looks below average, and then there's about 2 of them in which he looks outstanding, and they move the ball very well. When they need him to move the ball, he does well. The good news for the Jets in this game is if Zach Wilson can mitigate the turnovers, which he's done a relatively decent job of, he doesn't get enough credit for over the last 6 or 7 weeks of taking care of the football. Um, the good news for them is that that defense on the other side is no joke. Top 5 defense in the NFL with Sauce, with DJ Reed, with Quinnen Williams. And you're also facing a Bills team that seems to be in crisis at this point. They fired their offensive coordinator. How much will that affect their game moving forward? Josh Allen has been throwing it to the defense more than he is throwing it to his team at this point, and he's been part of the reason why the Bills are where they are at 5-5. So I think this is going to be a really low scoring game, and also a game that the Jets can definitely win. I'm actually going to pick the Jets to win this game because Zach Wilson, you saw him move the ball against the Bills pretty well, and that was with all the guys on that defense.
Yeah.
And this Jets team, although I think they're pretty upset about that Raiders game, I think they saw that game slip away from them. At the same time, this is a team that they're familiar with. They saw them win on Monday night in the opening week. And this Bills team with Josh Allen, he doesn't seem like he's very happy with how this game is going. Looks like Sean McDermott's on his way out. Stephon Diggs isn't happy. And I think, we saw James Cook come alive for them this past week against the Broncos. I don't see that happening against Quinnen Williams and that defensive line for the Jets. So I actually have the Jets upsetting the Bills in this game and the Bills falling to 5-6.
Yeah, and the Jets are just a bad matchup for the Bills because when your offense is Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs or bust, you're going to go up against a team that has an elite corner who's going to be able to make life a living hell for Stephon Diggs. Then Stephon Diggs is going to go to the sideline, have a temper tantrum. Why are you not throwing me the ball against one of the best corners in the NFL? So Sauce Gardner has been able to keep Stephon Diggs at bay in the past. Gabe Davis is the most overrated receiver in football. He's a 3 or 4. He's not your number 2 guy. And we saw exactly why on Monday Night Football this past week against the Denver Broncos. And then another player that was able to have some big strides in his first game when he was still on a snap restriction was the Jets running back here. And then you have Dalvin Cook. And then you're going to be able to implement Garrett Wilson in this game where he was willing them to victory in this game. And then you're going to be able to run the ball against the Bills team. And then if Russell Wilson can move the ball a little bit, I think him and Zach Wilson, I think Russ has been a little bit better, but they've been playing similar football where it's just don't turn the ball over. They've stalled out on some drives, have some big plays, but overall, it's been generally the same offense with Denver and New York. But I think the Jets offense should have enough in the tank, but I think the Bills are in desperation mode. The Jets losing on Monday Night Football versus the Raiders sets them back a little bit, where now they're doubting that they can make the playoffs, where the Bills want to win themselves. So I'm going to begrudgingly pick the Bills to win this game because they are in Buffalo and the Jets have really made their money at home and haven't been the best team on the road. But I still think the Bills have to win this game, right? So if they win this game, I'm completely off the Bills, but I'm going to begrudgingly pick them because this is your season. If you don't win this game, why am I going to pick you to beat anyone else?
Especially when they have the Chiefs and Eagles coming up later on that schedule. This is a game they definitely should circle on the calendar and get a win. It's really just them and the Patriots that they can rely on at this point. They definitely need to win this game moving forward. Although I do pick the Jets in this game just because it seems like they know how to mitigate that offense at this point, especially with an offense and struggling.